Hello everyone, this is chapter 8 Vital Villages Thriving Towns of NCERT 6 NCERT class 6. Here you can see the picture of Prabhakar which is at blacksmith shop, and there he watches the blacksmiths. They uh, they put up hammer and they beat the sickles, axes, and beat in the bright fires to, uh, to to mold into the new shape. And there you saw this iron sickles, which is axes, which is ready for the sale. And he noticed that it was very hot and noisy. So in this we summarizing this. Now we can start here is adding iron tools in agriculture. Thus we know that the iron tools were began from the subcontinent around 3000 years, and around in the largest collection of irons were found in the megalithic period. And around 2500 years ago, the evidence of the plowshare and irons are used for in the agriculture uses to increase the agriculture production. Here is the other step to increase production in irrigation. uh, Other step to increase production is to that sickles and tongs were developed, and system of transplantations increase productions, flourishing villages. And also the canals and canals, artificial lakes were built by the kings. Here here we look the chart that is going to be filled for the construction, for the stages of the construction in irrigation works. Here first is Here the 4 points are given in the bullet points. Farmers is provided by the people. Farmers also benefit because crop production is more certain. Farmers have to increase production to pay taxes. Kings provide money and plant irrigation works. In this column, these four we have to put on this to fill the columns. First, king needs money for armies. Second, they demanded for taxes. Now, third is going to be they demanded for taxes. In the third, the bullet point third is put up, and then farmer have to increase production for to pay taxes. And fourth, this is possible with irrigation. Now this is done with the labor is provided by the people. Now sixth is king provide money and plan irrigation works. Now seventh is production increases. Eighth, so does revenue. And ninth is farmer also benefit because crop production is more certain. These are the filling the blanks which have to fill. Now the question is arrived that who lived in these villages? In the villages, let us find out these questions answer. These villages in the most certain in the subcontinent. Most villages in the southern and northern part of the subcontinent. The in this the some keyword, the larger landowners is known as Ujhavar, no sorry, Velar, and ordinary or common plowman Ujhavar were known as Ujhavar, and landless labor or includes slaves were known as Kadai, Kadaisiar, and Adimai. Now, in this northern part of the country, Grama Bhojka means a means in which means it is often the large landowners, and hired to work cultivate the lands. Generally, he had slaves and hired workers to cultivate the land. He is very powerful. Gramabujka is very powerful as he acts as a uh, king, king and collect the taxes from the villages. He function also such as judge or a policeman. Apart from Gramabujka, independent form is found, which is Grihapatis, which is a smaller landowner. And then there were men and women such as Dasa Karm, Karmakara, who did not have own land. This most villages, some of craftsperson also were available, just like uh, blacksmith, potters, carpenters, and weavers. Tamil composition. Now here you can see that Tamil composition में some of the earliest works in Tamil known as Sangam literature. The Sangam literature, Tamil composition of the Sangam literature were composed around 2,300 years ago. The texts were composed by the poets is known as Sangam, and this is compiled in assemblies of the poets held in the Madurai city, which is in the mid part of India. Now, see this heading: finding out about the city stories, travelers, sculpture, and archaeology. You may have heard Jatkas. Jatkas were the now um, I would like to tell you that Jatkas were ordinary people, which written down at now these stories were composed in ordinary Buddhist monks. Here is Jatka's story, which story tells about the how poor man. Jatka's story means a common story that was later we see that this. Here is a clever poor man how he becomes rich. Before he was poor. In the short story, I will tell you that here is a young man who had a dead rat, and he goes to the restaurant and he sell his dead rat to the owner of the restaurant to his cat. Then now he was to the watch, watched that the palace of the king's was uh, very full of the boundaries were full of the leaves and twigs. Then he because of the storms because of the storms were come. So the young man goes and he collected all his uh, he actually he helps to the servant of the kings, and he helps to the servant of the kings, and recorded as he helped servant of the kings. He helped servant of the kings, and that all the leaves and twigs were separated uh, and summarized in a specific manner. And then the servant of the kings were happily. So kings of servant